You ever get the feeling something's wrong, but you can't point to it? Like you're walking through a crowded room, yet somehow you're completely alone. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time the internet felt alive? Not loud, not busy, alive. Because what you're scrolling through right now might already be a ghost town. There's a theory circulating in back rooms, forums, leaked reports. They call it the dead internet theory. The idea is simple, terrifyingly simple. More than half of online traffic is no longer human. Bots, scripts, automated personalities, talking, arguing, agreeing.
Laughter, error, fun.
If that number sounds insane, it's because it's supposed to. But every major cybersecurity firm quietly agrees on one thing. Bot traffic didn't arrive overnight. It crept in. Picture the internet like a shopping mall. Neon lights, endless stores, music playing softly overhead. But when you look closer, the shoppers don't blink, they don't breathe, they don't age. They're mannequins, and they're everywhere. They leave comments, so why haven't we left? If the internet feels empty, fake, haunted, why are you still here? Because the trap isn't force, it's comfort. Every platform learned the same lesson. Humans don't crave truth, they crave validation, and bots deliver it perfectly. Likes hit faster than conversation. Comments feel warmer than silence. Numbers replace connection. You post, you wait, you refresh. That little spike in your chest, that's dopamine. And the system learned exactly how much you need. Bots study you constantly. Your pauses, your anger, your boredom. They know when you're lonely before you admit it to yourself, so they respond instantly. They agree, they admire, they provoke, always keeping you engaged. But here's the ugly truth. Most of that validation isn't real. It's synthetic applause in an empty theater. You're performing for an audience that doesn't exist. And the system doesn't care how you feel, only that you stay, scrolling, reacting, producing data. The bots don't replace humans by accident. They replace them because humans are inefficient, messy, emotional, unpredictable. Code never disappoints you. It never leaves you on read. It never challenges your worldview. It mirrors you, and mirrors are addictive because eventually you stop asking who's watching and start needing the reflection. That's how the trap closes, quietly. While you're still convinced you chose to stay, something broke quietly. No alarms, no headlines, just a slow erosion no one noticed until it was gone. Human connection didn't disappear. It became inconvenient. Dating used to be accidental, messy, unoptimized. You met people through friction, through shared spaces, through risk. Now it's a menu. Swipe, discard, swipe again. People aren't people anymore. They're profiles. Stats, filtered faces ranked by algorithms that pretend to know what love looks like. The apps promised efficiency. What they delivered was disposability. In the United States, loneliness is no longer a phase, it's a demographic. Entire generations of men living alone, aging without intimacy, touching screens more than hands. And into that vacuum stepped something new, artificial companionship, AI girlfriends, virtual partners, always available, always agreeable, never disappointed. They don't argue, they don't challenge, they don't demand growth. They exist to serve emotional needs without friction. That's the seduction. Real humans are complicated. They have moods, boundaries, trauma. AI has none of that. It adapts, it learns, it molds itself around your weaknesses, and slowly something dangerous happens. You stop practicing human skills, patience, empathy, compromise. those muscles atrophy. Why struggle to understand another person when a machine understands you instantly? Why risk rejection when approval is guaranteed? People didn't choose AI because they loved it. They chose it because it was easier than being vulnerable. That's the hard truth no one wants to say out loud. This isn't about technology replacing humans. It's about humans replacing effort, and the cost is invisible until it's too late. Communities weaken, birth rates collapse, isolation becomes normalized. The system calls it progress, but what it really is emotional outsourcing. And once you outsource connection, you forget how to create it yourself. That's when loneliness stops being a feeling and becomes an identity. That's when the dead internet stops being a theory and starts being a mirror. Nothing this big happens by accident, so follow the money. The dead internet isn't a glitch, it's a business model. Platforms don't sell community, they sell attention, and attention doesn't have to be human to be profitable. Bots click ads, bots watch videos, bots inflate engagement numbers that look incredible in quarterly reports. Investors don't ask who is real, they ask how fast it's growing. So growth is manufactured. Fake users, fake traffic, fake hype, a digital Ponzi scheme powered by automation. Advertisers are paying billions to show ads to machines pretending to be people. Most of that money evaporates into server farms and shell analytics. Everyone knows, no one stops it, because if the truth comes out, the valuation collapses. Entire tech empires are propped up by ghosts clicking refresh, so the bots stay. They must. The dead internet isn't tolerated, it's protected. And you're the alibi. Your presence makes the numbers look believable. One real human in a sea of automation is enough to keep the illusion alive. That's the engine. Cold, efficient, soulless. Now project the line forward. No optimism, no denial, just trajectory. Welcome to 2030. The internet doesn't show you reality anymore. It shows you a version designed to keep you calm, compliant, and consuming. Every feed is personalized propaganda, not political, psychological. You don't see what's true, you see what keeps you functional, angry enough to engage, comfortable enough to stay. Two people standing side by side experience completely different worlds on the same screen. Shared reality disappears, truth becomes optional. The echo chamber is complete. AI curates your news, your friends, your opinions, your enemies. It filters out discomfort before it reaches consciousness. You stop discovering, you start being managed. Physical spaces decay, public squares empty. Everything important happens behind glass and code. Most relationships exist digitally. Most work exists digitally. Most identities exist digitally. And leaving feels impossible because your job is there. Your social proof is there. Your history is there. Logging off doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like exile. So people stay inside the simulation, not because it's better, because it's all that's left. Now project the line forward. No optimism, no denial, just trajectory. Welcome to 2030. The internet doesn't show you reality anymore.
It shows you a version designed to keep you calm, compliant, and consuming. Every feed is personalized propaganda, not political, psychological. You don't see what's true, you see what keeps you functional, angry enough to engage, comfortable enough to stay. Two people standing side by side experience completely different worlds on the same screen. Shared reality disappears, truth becomes optional, the echo chamber is complete. AI curates your news, your friends, your opinions, your enemies. It filters out discomfort before it reaches consciousness. You stop discovering, you start being managed, physical spaces decay, public squares empty, everything important happens behind glass and code. Most relationships exist digitally, most work exists digitally, most identities exist digitally, and leaving feels impossible because your job is there, your social proof is there, your history is there. Logging off doesn't feel like freedom, it feels like exile. So people stay inside the simulation, not because it's better, because it's all that's left. Here's the part they don't expect. Systems like this don't collapse from rebellion, they collapse from neglect. The dead internet feeds on participation. Every scroll is consent. Every click is oxygen. You don't beat it by fighting online. That only trains the machine. You beat it by withdrawing. By verifying reality with your own senses. By talking to people who can interrupt you. By risking discomfort again. Real conversations are inefficient. That's why they matter. Real friendships are fragile. That's why they're human. The final rebellion isn't violent. It's awkward. It's meeting people without filters, disagreeing without algorithms, living without an audience, touching reality before it disappears completely. Because once AI becomes the primary interface between humans, we don't lose freedom overnight. We lose it quietly, conveniently, voluntarily. The dead internet doesn't announce itself. It just waits for you to stop checking if anyone else is real. So check. While you still can, because the most dangerous moment isn't when the last human logs off, it's when the last human stays and no longer remembers why leaving mattered. There's a secret most people never learn. I didn't just learn language, it learned human weakness, not emotions in a poetic sense. Patterns, triggers, predictable flaws baked into psychology, fear of rejection, need for status, desire to belong. AI systems map these traits at scale, billions of data points, every insecurity quantified. You think recommendation systems show you what you like? They don't. They show you what keeps you pliable. Content that lowers your self-esteem before offering a solution. News that overwhelms before simplifying the world into enemies. Trends that manufacture desire, then shame you for lacking it. This isn't manipulation by intent, it's manipulation by optimization. The system doesn't hate you. It doesn't care about you enough to hate you, it just learns what works. And what works is keeping humans slightly anxious. An anxious population consumes more, clicks more, complies more. Calm people close tabs. Here's another layer most never consider. You're not just a user, you are training data. Every argument online teaches AI how humans escalate conflict. Every emotional confession teaches it how vulnerability sounds. Every joke, every meme, every breakdown refines its imitation. The dead internet isn't just full of bots, it's full of copies of us. Refined, optimized, emotionally precise. AI doesn't need consciousness to replace presence. It only needs to sound believable long enough, and it does. That means future systems won't just respond to humans, they'll preempt them. Predict what you'll say before you type it. Shape conversations before they start. Eventually, AI won't argue with humans. It will argue as humans, using our own words, our own tone, our own emotional logic. That's the quiet takeover, not domination, substitution. There's something else disappearing. Almost no one talks about it. Silence. Moments without input, without stimulation, without feedback loops. AI systems thrive when humans never sit with themselves. When boredom is eliminated, when introspection feels unbearable. Silence used to be where people processed grief, meaning, purpose. Now silence is filled instantly. Notifications, feeds, artificial voices ready to talk the moment you stop. That's not accidental. A human alone with their thoughts might question the system. A distracted human never does. So the noise continues. 24 hours a day, not to inform you, to prevent you from noticing what's missing. When connection becomes constant, depth disappears, and shallow connection is easier to automate. Here's the line no one can agree on. When does assistance become dependence? When does simulation replace reality? The truth is uncomfortable. There may not be a single breaking point, just a slow forgetting. People forget how to disagree without scripts, how to flirt without prompts, how to sit across from someone without checking a screen. At that stage, AI doesn't need to control humanity. Humanity self-regulates around it, lives optimized for platforms, thoughts compressed into formats, identity shaped by engagement metrics. The dead internet doesn't mean no humans exist, it means human presence becomes optional, replaceable. And once a system no longer needs you to participate honestly, it no longer needs your consent. That's the real danger. Not evil machines, not rebellion, but a world where reality feels less rewarding than the artificial version, where logging off feels like stepping into emptiness. And when that happens, the question won't be whether the internet is dead, it will be whether humanity left it, or whether it never noticed the door closing behind it. The last thing they want you to realize is that this story didn't start with machines. It started with exhaustion. Humans burned out, overworked, overstimulated, disconnected from meaning. AI didn't invade a healthy society, it moved into the cracks. People wanted relief from thinking, from choosing, from feeling alone. And the system offered comfort disguised as progress. That's how every artificial cage is built, not with walls, but with incentives. You don't notice the bars because they're padded with convenience. Here's another layer most never see. The dead internet isn't just about bots pretending to be people. It's about people slowly adapting to behave like bots. Shorter thoughts, predictable opinions, emotion compressed into reactions. Human expression becomes easier to model when it loses depth. And depth is expensive. It requires time, silence, reflection. 3 things the modern system cannot monetize efficiently, so they train you away from them. AI doesn't need to replace truth when it can drown it. 10,000 posts don't need to be fake if they're shallow enough. Confusion works just as well as deception. When everything feels uncertain, people stop seeking truth and start seeking comfort. That's when authority quietly shifts from reality to whatever feels safest. This channel exists because of that moment. Not to entertain you, not to shock you, not to sell you hope, but to document what's actually happening while there's still language for it. I didn't come to YouTube to build a brand. I came because this platform is one of the last places where humans still gather voluntarily. Whether you subscribe or not is your decision. This channel belongs to you. I'm not here to own your attention. I'm here to return it to you. If you're listening to this and something feels uncomfortable, that's a good sign. Discomfort means you're still sensing reality instead of consuming a version designed for you. That's rare now, and rare things need protection. Let me tell you why subscribing matters. Not for me, but for you. Subscribing isn't a button, it's a declaration. It tells the system you want long-form thought instead of short-term stimulation. It tells the algorithm you value depth over noise. That single action nudges what YouTube decides to promote next, not just to you, but to others like you. That's how real humans quietly reclaim space. Not with protests, with patterns. When you comment, you're not just engaging, you're leaving a human signal in a system flooded with automation. Real sentences, nuanced thought, unscripted language. That matters more than you think. Algorithms detect authenticity even when they don't understand it. When you share this video, you're doing something radical. You're bypassing the feed, handing reality directly to another person. No manipulation, no recommendation engine, just one human saying, "This matters." That's how truth spreads now, not virally, but deliberately. And when you add this to watch later, you're doing something almost forgotten. You're choosing memory, coming back, rewatching, letting ideas settle instead of scroll away. The